Hello guys and welcome back to Legos Island. It is Thursday, January 25th of 2024. And this was never planned at all. Never mentioned and just straight up never planned overall. But you can thank a certain somebody named Colgate33, not the dog, no, the actual Colgate33 that this dog is based off of. Yeah, you can thank him for that, which is why we're taking him today. Even though I think we already took him last time. But since he was the one who came up with the mini event, we're just gonna take him. We're also gonna take Icy as well, considering this is all about the ice core rooms. So no need for the dispensers today. Let's automatically jump into the mini event by hopping down to the first ever ice core room ever created. Actually, that is true, because this is ironically the first one that ever got created. You may notice that there's a number 4 here. In fact, there's a number 4 made out of cakes in all of the ice core rooms that have been created. Now, only one out of all, like, 12 or 13 of these ice core rooms has a hat. And that, of course, being in the original. Right here, to be specific. In fact, there's like 8 other ones still in here. But, of course, for the sake of this mini event, we'll put that back in there. And, of course, will be removed the day after on the 26th. So, we have the Ice Core 4th Anniversary hat. Let's put that on. And this is the first time we are doing an anniversary celebration based off of the ice core rooms. We never did it all these years just because I just never felt like doing it. Plus also, we already celebrated so many anniversaries for other places. Plus, also, not to mention, we don't use these rooms much. Even though the Jungle Temple is another one that we also don't use much. But that had a much bigger role. Even though these did too. But the point is, I just never did it all these years. And we're definitely doing something next year, hopefully for 5 years, maybe. I said maybe, don't make it legit. Unless I actually wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to go that far ahead. Please don't start planning anything, Colgate33. Point is, this looks really cool. Of course, this is the original ice core room, the first one ever. So, we still got another, like, 10 more to go. Or, like, 13 or something. I forgot how many of these there were. Now, I want to specifically clarify that we're going to be going in the order that I created these. Oh. So that's where half these guys went. You know what? For the sake of this day, we will leave them in here. But I will have to get them out of here after this. Because they technically do not belong in here. But this is literally my first time realizing that. Okay, I'm kind of wrong. I noticed these guys when putting these decorations in. I'll leave them in here until the anniversary's over. Here we go, though. This is the tallest mountain ice core room, as it states right here. And here are all the decorations in this room. By the way, just to clarify, the ice core room hat is the only item in this party. So no more items will be shown here, as there are no more. Plus also, the event's only for like 1 day anyway, so it would make sense. Plus, most of these mini anniversaries only have 1 item anyway. But yeah, it looks really, really freaking cool in here, especially with all the snowmen. They do look really, really nice. Anyway, in that regard, we're gonna get out of here now, considering, first off, we still got like another dozen of these to go, assuming I can, actually get out of here. And yeah, let's move on. Also, as a quick reminder, I will remind you when all of these were available. To first off specifically clarify, this was on January 25th, 2024, which can, explain why this anniversary is obviously here. Well, this was January 25th, 2020, that this was created. Hence why it's 4 years. And the one we were just at was on January 26th, 2020. The next one is the one in the port, which was on January 27th, 2020. And as you can see down here, it's mainly basically the same thing we saw in the first room. Not the previous one, but the first one. But as you can see, it's mainly just all these decorations, which is pretty cool. Like I said, there is no more items, because obviously the anniversary hat was the only item given out here. So this was pretty cool. I remember these were the diamond ores that we had to like jump over, which was very, very cool. Let's move on. Again, I am going through these very quickly because of how many there are. This is the water park one, which was available on January 28th, 2020. And this is how it looks. We have a number 4 right here. And more streamers up here. So that's pretty cool. Yes, that is from January 2020. Pretty cool. And, yeah. With all that being said, it's mainly just the normal room, just with all these decorations around. That's pretty cool. So, let's move on to the next one. The 5th ice core room we're going to be visiting was available on January 29th, 2020. And as we can see here, this was the Two Small Mountains ice core room. Now, as you may notice, it has a ton of really cool decorations and is literally right below our nether portal. So much so that some of it actually got crammed inside. Mainly because I didn't realize how close we were to the nether portal at the time of creating it. So that can explain that. And why you hear the nether portal sound. So that is definitely something. But in that regards, this looks really freaking cool. I know. It looks slightly crammed in, but again, looks pretty nice. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Actually, there is one small little detail I thought I'd show you. On the way down, you may notice that this is all ice. So that's pretty cool. You actually get to see how it looks on the way down. And yes, same also applies even on the outside as well. Look how freaking cool that looks. That looks so cool. Anyway, in actual seriousness, I will actually move on now. Our 6th ice core room is in the village, which was available on January 30th, 2020. And for some reason, there's a villager down here. Yeah, they just got trapped down here for some reason. Regardless, this is the village ice core room, which looks very cool. And slightly smaller compared to the rest. But hey, that's pretty cool. So, I think there used to be a minecart here, but that was mainly just for the challenge itself 4 years ago. Crazy. How the heck has it been 4 years since I made these? Dude, it feels like it hasn't even been that long, but no, it's really been 4 years? What? It really does not feel like 4 years! Our 7th ice core room lies in the blacksmith shop, which was available on February 1st, 2020. You may notice there was not one for January 31st. And that's because it was at the balcony. And because the balcony was so small, we could not fit an ice core room in there. Also mainly because the event room was literally right below it. Why is it dark in here all of a sudden? Let's light it up. Much better. Why was it dark in there? I don't get it, man. Anyway, this was mainly a room where you had to climb on anvils to be able to reach the ice core, which is right here. And it's basically been here ever since. With all that being said, we have a number 4 right here with even more streamers, and is another one of these smaller ice core rooms, which was very, very, very cool. Anyway, now, with all that being said, let's move on to the next one. Our 8th ice core room was available on February 2nd, 2020, and was here at the lodge, as you can probably tell, because of this and that. You know, because we're literally right below it. This is also the only one to not have a proper number 4, mainly because we didn't have enough room to put it in. But we did have enough room to put in some streamers, however. And this was mainly the honey challenge, where we purposely could not jump. And that's where the ice core is located, like right around here or something. Although I actually completely forgot, considering... Wait, where did it go in here now that I think about it? Whoa. What if it was removed? I haven't been down here in so long that I completely forgot. Where was it put back then? I might have to rewatch the video where it was originally implemented. But now, let's move on. Our 9th ice core room was right behind the underground party room on February 3rd, 2020, which was also ironically on its 1-year anniversary of it existing. With all that being said, this looks very cool. And yes, we can still mess around with this after all this time, but this is the only day we'll be able to do this. There are obviously more streamers up there, and the ice core actually looks pretty nice up here. With all that being said, this is a very, very, very cool room. But yeah, you can still mess around with all the music. But yeah, regardless, this was so freaking cool. Anyway, let's move on. Our 10th ice core room lies in the resort, specifically right below the resort. as you can clearly see. This is what it looks like. It looks freaking cool. So yeah, we got streamers all over the place. And of course, another number 4 right there, right in the middle of all of this other stuff, which we mainly use stuff from the resort to climb up here to reach the ice core. With all that being said, that was super freaking cool back then. This was available on February 4th, 2020, if I hadn't already mentioned it. Fun fact, the last 2 we just took a look at, being the underground party room and resort ice core rooms, are ironically the most hidden ice core rooms in, like, the entirety of them. The 12th and final ice core room we still have to take a look at. Or actually, actually this is, sorry, the 11th one. Scratch that. And this was the only one to be created outside of 2020, which was ironically on February 18th, 2021. So, yeah, this is the only one to be created outside of the original Operation Meltdown in January 2020. What a freaking coincidence! And where the frick is the ice core? That is actually really freaking weird. Normally it's here. But regardless, this is really freaking cool. And I think officially concludes this. So, with all of that being said, apparently we actually have one more. There's actually 12 of these. There actually, yeah, was the only other one to be created outside of the original in 2020. Being in 2021 respectively. The Iceland ice core room, which technically isn't even an ice core room. It's just right here. Alongside the Evil Sheet Leader beacon from Operation Wilderness 2019. How the heck is that almost 5 years ago, by the way? Dang, I haven't been here in a while. Look at all the boats that we have over the last few years of coming here. Oh my god, the items from 2019 are still here! How? I thought I removed these after the original event. Apparently I didn't, and it's been almost 5 years, at least in September. Also, what's going on here? That definitely looks like something we can investigate in the next episode. Well guys, that wraps up this episode of Legos Island. If you all enjoyed, remember to like and subscribe, and the next episode, which will be on January 27th, we will be investigating what I just stated we could be potentially doing next time, because if I'm being completely honest, I did not know that that was actually down there. So I'm actually glad I went to the Icelands, because I would have never figured that out. So yeah, I guess next episode's now planned out. Hooray! Because it was 1 out of 2 episodes that I never planned. The only other one being January 31st, but I'll think about something for that. Regardless, what do you guys think of this little anniversary that we did? You can thank Cool Get Freddy Free for the idea, because this was never planned at all. So, I think this was a really cool thing to do, though.